Welcome to MyRepairApp. In this video, we are going to walk you through the essential steps to get started with your new point of sale system, covering some of the most important features so you can start using it today. Let's start out with settings. In location information, here you can set up your location details, which is your store name, address, email, and phone number. Location hours is where you set your hours of operations, which not only determines when customers can schedule appointments via our real-time repair quote system, but it also ensures your store is going to be eligible to receive insurance repair claims. Keeping your hours updated is essential for maximizing both direct customer bookings and insurance-referred repair jobs. Here in leaderboard name, you can give your store a unique name for the leaderboards for when sale competitions are hosted. And after you select your time zone, you can limit if employees are able to clock in outside of the store's physical address under time clock IP whitelist. Next up, you're going to find your email and SMS settings, along with their powerful automations. We've got some dedicated tutorials covering these features and just about every other feature, so be sure to check out our YouTube channel to unlock the full potential of MyRepairApp. And by the time you're watching this, we've already launched our two-way SMS and voice integration, packed with intelligent automations designed to help you convert more calls into sales and keep your customers engaged effortlessly. Every phone call your store receives is an opportunity. Now, MyRepairApp makes sure that you never miss it. And here's a quick look at the different templates that we have, and these are all editable to your needs. Personally, my favorite is texting or emailing customers when the parts that they've received has arrived. I'll show you just how easy it is to send that once we cover tickets. Setting up your referral sources is a fantastic way to track your marketing efforts to see where all of your business is coming from. For instance, if you have 7 Verizon stores in your city and 2 AT&T stores, and you find yourself getting more referrals from those 2 AT&T stores, this is a good indicator that you need to visit the Verizons in your area more frequently. This data is absolutely critical to track, and this information will be displayed on the overview page in metrics. Continuing on in settings under ticket preferences, you can set up any sorts of payment providers such as checks, Cash App, Venmo, and other companies, etc. Over in taxes preferences is where you can set up all your tax rates, so be sure to set this up before you start any sorts of transactions. Now let's talk setting up revenue goals for your employees and your store. The store revenue goals are going to be displayed on your home page, and the individual employee goals are under employee metrics in the metric dashboard. In label settings, you can set up all of your printers here. You can also customize the way that your labels display information down here, and you can upload your company logo on your invoices over here. The warranty/return button is where you'd put in your store warranty and return policies. And now this is what's going to be displayed on your printable receipts. And if you wish to offer store credit, perhaps when buying items from customers and you want to pay in credit versus cash, you can opt in or out here. One of my favorites is this one labeled Ticket Board. We're actually going to cover this in greater detail once we go over ticket creations, but basically you can customize the information displayed on the ticket board. Next up is the import data. Here, you can bulk import your customers, all of the information such as their first and last name, phone number, and email. It's just as easy as uploading the CSV. In inventory, you can bulk import your inventory if you have a CSV of any parts, accessories, devices, or repair SKUs. Now, if you need the template on how to upload this, we do have this on our Facebook group, so be sure to check it out. Now, in ticket history, you're able to import all of your customer, ticket, and payment history from any point of sale you have used in the past, so you are not at risk of losing any information. Even if you have used another point of sale for 10 years across 15 locations, you can upload it all and access all of this information by hovering over tickets and selecting ticket history. While in ticket history, you can search through all of your old tickets by either ticket number, customer name, or phone number. Now, if your point of sale is not listed on this list, just send an email to support@myrepairapp.com with your information, and we'll make sure yours is added. Setting up all of the integrations is a breeze. We have MyRepairApp payments sponsored by Slice, which offers 0% card processing using a cash discount program, a lifetime warranty on the terminal, and unlimited receipt paper. And if you want to opt for traditional processing, we're still going to beat any rate that you are currently paying, saving you money regardless of what company you're using right now. We also have Akko for device protection, which is the first integration of its kind. We have PayVantage and Acima for leasing, and if you're interested in integrating Acima, just send us an email. We have ShipStation, PrintNode, as well as Square integration. So if you use a Square terminal, which is the small handheld machine with a touchscreen, and between MyRepairApp payments and Square, these are our two integrated payment providers. And clicking on our quotes integration here, it's going to generate you the API keys required to put our real-time repair quote system on your website, where repair quotes are created instantly in real time, giving you the best opportunity to get in touch with customers trying to get in touch with you and use your services. Be sure to check out our tutorials. We have a detailed video on how to set this up on your website and how it looks like from your customer's perspective. This one feature alone has helped many of our users make thousands of dollars more a month due to the ability to respond to leads within seconds. Under inventory, you can add additional suppliers you purchase from for easier tracking. And lastly, you can create custom automated SOPs in forms. Now you can watch our full tutorial on YouTube on how to set these up. It only takes a couple minutes really. Now these forms ensure employees follow your exact workflow for checking in customers. So instead of relying on memory, they are going to be guided step by step, verifying damages, following the diagnostic processes that you put in place, and being reminded to sell accessories and/or protection plans to maximize each opportunity. Now let's continue. Directly to the left of the settings icon, we have arguably the most important feature in all of MyRepairApp, dark mode. Now personally I prefer having my eyes burn a little bit, so I'm going to keep it in light mode. One spot over is the cash register. Here you can add registers, add cash deposits midday, as well as notate whenever you have to take out cash for any midday expenditures. And you can access all of your cash reports here by clicking these three dots. In cash reports, you'll see here and all throughout MyRepairApp, we have tooltips you can hover your mouse over. They are a small little helpful guide that gives you a quick tip on what it's all about. Press on any report to easily review all transactions and print reports as needed here. When it comes to the cash register, we've added a layer of accountability for when you are accessing the cash register before opening and after closing your store for the day. Go into the main dashboard. You're going to see two colorful buttons, Start Day and End Day. Think of these as digital SOPs. These are tasks that you want your staff to do each day before the store opens and after the store closes. Now keep in mind, these forms are fully customizable, so make sure to watch our tutorial on how to make these forms. It only takes a few minutes. So I'm going to start the day, and after the day is started, the cash register for the morning is opened. And now you can count your drawer before the store opens. Now when pressing End Day and filling out these tasks, the cash register opens again. Let me show you. Now after counting the cash here, you'll see the remaining balance in the register on the bottom right corner here. And over to the left is the amount that you would want to deposit into either your safe for the night or the bank. Personally, I want to have $300 in my register at the end of the day, so we make sure that this number here is always $200 after closing. Over here, you can leave any notes if need be, and see a record of all of the payments collected that day. Back up top, clicking on your store name, you can switch between all of your locations here and add employees by pressing Manage Organization, then Invitations, and send them an invite via email along with assigning their role to your store. And so now that you've taken a moment to add all of your employees to your location, let's get them clocked in and on the schedule. Now, directly below your store name here, you're going to see the clock in button. And over to the left, right above start day over here, you're going to see time clock. In time clock, you can manage all hours worked from one or all of your locations at once by selecting the location filter. If you press on any of the dates worked, you'll get a detailed breakdown, and you can easily find the total hours worked on the left-hand side under each employee's name. Now, next up is shifts, MyRepairApp's built-in employee scheduling system, 2 spots over to the right of time clock. With shifts, you can easily schedule employees across multiple locations, track their hours, manage time off requests, and approve shift changes, all from one place. You can filter by each store individually or schedule across all locations. And now, if your schedule from one week to the next doesn't differ, you can just select copy from last week here, and it'll make next week's schedule with just the press of one button. Now, let's move on to reports. In reports, you're going to see your date filter up top. So let's see, we want to look at this week's numbers. I just press here and apply filter. Now we see a summary of the week. As we scroll down, you'll see a summary of all the different numbers. Now, as you saw earlier, like with the cash register, here we have tooltips that give a breakdown of each of these metrics. For instance, gross revenue shows revenue from closed tickets. Net transactions shows payments collected from all tickets in this time period, regardless of ticket status. On the top right here, you're going to see you can export all this in a CSV. Next to summary, we have sales. In sales, you're going to see an overview of tickets created along with a breakdown of the categories they fall in across all of your locations, including payments collected, cost of goods, and total profits generated. Next to sales, we have profits. Here, you're going to get a greater breakdown of each individual ticket, letting you see any and all discounts and profits per item sold or repaired. In taxes, you get a breakdown of all tax revenue with an export CSV button as well for easy reporting. And last but not least, in cost of goods, we have a breakdown per category here, helping you better understand where your business is most profitable and what could maybe use some improvement. 2 spots to the right of reports, we have the admin dashboard. Let's take a look. Now we're going to start first with the commission dashboard. This is where you can set up your employee commissions to automatically and instantly track their commissions, making payroll as easy as can be each pay period, as this is a set it and forget it system. Now, just like with a lot of other parts of this, as you noticed, we have a detailed video on YouTube showing how to set this up. But as an example here, you can select paying employees on the gross revenue or gross profit on repairs, sales, you name it, giving you the most flexibility in how you reward their performance. Now, these are all crafted from scratch. These commissions are displayed prominently in the employee dashboard for you and your employees, so they're always able to see their month-to-date earnings. In permissions, this is where you can set all sorts of restrictions on what your staff can and cannot do or see inside of the point of sale. So for instance, you can set a maximum discount that can be given. And if you select this icon on the right-hand side here, you can even make it where individual staff members can't see what something costs you to purchase, as well as limiting their ability to add, edit, or delete inventory items. To the right of every one of these permissions is again a tooltip for you to hover your mouse over that explains exactly what they are. And now that we got all of our settings all set up for all of our employees, let's dive into inventory. If you hover over inventory, you'll see purchase orders. Let's start there. Now on the right hand side, you're going to see an icon named integrations. We have integrated purchase orders with injured gadgets, mobile centrics, phone LCD parts, and wholesale gadget parts. Our integration works exactly the same with all 4 of these vendors. So press on any of them and it's going to prompt you to log into your account that you have with them. Now, when you first connect MyRepairApp to any one of these integrated vendors, the system automatically syncs some of your most recent purchase orders from that vendor into MyRepairApp. However, These past purchase orders do not automatically get added to your inventory. They are just there to sync your order history. Once this initial sync is complete, now all future integrated purchase orders will automatically pull in your latest orders from that particular supplier whenever you come back here and refresh the integration. So once you place a new order with the vendor, here's how to receive and reconcile your purchase order in MyRepairApp. You're going to open the purchase order once your shipment arrives. Now, if it's an integrated purchase order, you're going to see just like this. You're going to have a reconcile button here. If it's not integrated, instead of reconcile, it's going to start out with finish. Now, what you want to do here is you want to review the list of items received and confirm their quantities. So I'm going to select this one and say, okay, we ordered 5. I open my box, I checked. Yes, we received all 5. Now, if your order includes serialized devices such as a phone, you can receive multiple of the same item by typing in the serial or the IMEI, and then you're going to click this green check mark that appears. You repeat this process until all of the device serial numbers are added. Now, once all of that information is verified, now you're going to click reconcile and then confirm. Once you do this, this will update your inventory automatically. If you do not reconcile the purchase order, the items do not get put into inventory. So be sure to reconcile the purchase orders to make sure this stuff goes into your inventory. Now, if you have inventory in your store that you're trying to import into MyRepairApp, we have a couple of different options. Now, you can bulk upload everything using a CSV file using the inventory section in import data that we covered before. And as I said before, we have an example CSV of the formatting. So if you want that, check out our Facebook group. This method is going to be the fastest and most efficient. Works really great when transferring inventory from another system if you have an accurate spreadsheet. Now, if you're starting from scratch, meaning perhaps you don't have a CSV of your inventory, or maybe you don't trust the information on there, the fastest way to add your inventory is by creating a purchase order. So instead of clicking integrations, we're just going to select purchase order. Now, if the parts in your store you're trying to upload come from one of the 4 integrated vendors that we mentioned, it's very easy. All you have to do is click on this button here and scan in the barcodes of those items. So let's say you have 5 of the same item. You can either scan it 5 times or just scan it once, and then you're going to manually change the quantity. After you're done scanning all the items, just press finish, and you're going to confirm the quantities as you saw earlier and click reconcile to finalize. Now, if you have items that are from vendors that are not one of our integrated vendors, what you're going to do is you're going to click on add new item for each unique product. So you're just going to select the category, select the type, so say it's a phone part. If it has a barcode, I'm going to scan the barcode here or type in the SKU here. Put in the manufacturer, the name, how much it costs you, how many you have, and hit save. Now, once these items are in, you don't have to do that again. They are now a part of your catalog. If your supplier offers you a CSV of your purchase, you can use that import button that we just talked about. So even if it is a non-integrated vendor, you can upload literally thousands of SKUs within just a few minutes. And when you press on inventory, all of our categories are pre-filtered. And when you select any of them, you can find anything you're looking for using the search bar over here. And if you scroll to the right, you can edit or delete anything as needed. And don't forget, you can set employee permissions for this. So only select people within your business can do this, so you don't run the risk of items mistakenly disappearing on you. MyRepairApp makes it really easy to stay stocked on essential items using reorder points. Going back to the admin dashboard, the reorder points will ensure that you never run out of key parts by automatically tracking inventory levels and reminding you to reorder. So in the admin dashboard, we're going to go to the right here and click on reorder points. You're going to type in the items that you want to track here. And then when you do, you hit edit here, and you're going to set a minimum stock threshold. So when inventory falls below this number, MyRepairApp will flag it as needing replenishment. So you have the reorder point and then the reorder amount. Save your settings and the system will now track it automatically. So when items fall below their reorder point, they're going to be marked as backordered inside of MyRepairApp. So we're going to go back to where we just were, which is going to be in inventory in purchase orders. This icon would pop up here above finish, but since I don't have anything in back order, it's not going to be here. But if you have something in back order, it'll display everything that needs to be restocked, and with just a click of a button, you can easily create a new purchase order to reorder all of your low stock items in just a couple of clicks. And with your reorder points in place, you'll never have to guess when to restock. MyRepairApp tracks it for you. Some final thoughts for best practices for inventory management is you always want to make sure that you reconcile your purchase orders. Until you reconcile it, your inventory will not update. For serialized devices, ensure that you either scan or enter the serial numbers before reconciling. Take advantage of integrated vendor orders to simplify inventory tracking. Use reorder points and backorder tracking to avoid stockouts and keep your store running smoothly. If starting fresh, use a purchase order to scan in stock quickly. Don't rely on manual entry alone. Those barcode scanners are going to save you a lot of time. And with your inventory fully loaded, automated, and optimized, you're now ready to create tickets and collect money. So we're going to finish up by showing you how to make a ticket. So we're going to start by pressing check-ins. Now let's make a repair ticket. So you would press add new customer and fill in their profile. The only requirements to save a customer are first and last name as well as the phone number. But collecting email and asking your customers how they heard about you may not be a requirement, but it's highly recommended as this is key to your marketing efforts. Now, once you've created the customer profile, all repeat customers can be added to a ticket by pressing here where it says returning customer. Now, directly below in device information, this is where you would add the device and description of the devices being checked in for proper tracking and potential future warranties. This number here indicates this number has been here before with 3 different devices. And if you click on it, it'll show those devices along when they were at your store last. Now, if the device being checked in is not in your catalog, you can press the Add Device button to add them to the catalog directly from inside the ticket. Now, when adding a device, you can opt to have forms prompt. These are the automated SOPs that we've mentioned before, where you can create your own fully customized check-in forms to help guide your staff. So every device that gets checked in goes through the same diagnostic process that you created for them. So let's check this out. This device, let's say, has a broken LCD and bloated battery. Can't test due to no image. And but the amp reader was pulling 0.73-ish. LCD is bad. Back glass not cracked. Why? This number here indicates this customer has been here before. And if you click it, it's going to show all of the devices that were brought in before and when they were last at your store. Now, if the device being checked in is not in your catalog, you can press the Add Device button to add them to the catalog directly from inside of the ticket. Now, when adding a device, you can opt to have forms prompt. These are the same automated SOPs that we mentioned before, where you can create your own fully customized check-in forms to help guide your staff so that every device that gets checked in goes through the same diagnostic process you created. So let me show you. So this customer said they had a broken screen and bloated battery, but we're going to say unable to test due to no image. Amp reader said 0.73, bad LCD, back glass is broken, but they're going to keep the device. So here's the really cool part, is you can have a different custom checklist for every different type of device that comes in. So whether it's a phone, tablet, computer, game console, watch, and even other devices. So we had the one specific for the phone, now we have a specific one for this PS5. Now, if you were keeping track, that's 6 different custom automated SOPs for 6 different types of devices to help guide your staff to keep things consistent no matter what comes in through those doors, allowing for the most comprehensive check-in process one can have. You can also even add one for when you're selling a device, giving your staff one more reminder to pitch the accessories you want them to sell, maximizing their paycheck. So once the form's filled out, you can now add the serial number, password, and when you press the 3 dots next to the device, you can even put in a pattern checklist or a pattern password and stop using sticky notes. The checklist you just filled out is going to be always here to review, so even when the ticket is closed, so if you have a customer come back a week later saying, ever since you fixed my device, I've been having such and such problems, you now have that checklist for reference. And when selecting details, you can put in additional notes and details about the device. These notes are the ones that are going to be displayed on the labels that are put on devices for tracking while they're in your store. So for instance, I would recommend typing just the repairs the device needs, like so. If whoever is fixing the device needs more information, they can always open the ticket to find the form with that detailed checklist that we just showed you. Now that these customers' devices have been checked in, ticket overview down below is where the ticket is built. So for instance, let's assume this customer needs their iPhone 11 screen replaced along with the HDMI port on that PS5. So I'm going to type in iPhone 11 screen repair. I select it. So right here I have the repair and then the SKU next to that. I'm going to click on these 3 dots, and if you press them, you can discount the repair as well as attach the part. So if I had a barcode scanner and a barcode, I would scan it, but I'm just going to type this in, iPhone 11 LCD. Here we go. Speaking of, when I said repair here and the SKU's there, if I were selling a device versus doing a repair here, this would not say repair, it would say device. This is just an additional way of identifying what is on a ticket. Now that I've added the part, you'll see that the cost of that part is added to the ticket. Your customers do not see this. They do not see that cost. This is so that you can properly track your margins and keep your inventory updated. If you press this pencil here, which is called price override, you can change the price as desired on this particular ticket. I did not mean to do $1,000, or maybe I did. We're going to add the PS5 HDMI port replacement. So we're going to do the repair, and again, we're going to attach that part. Along with the repair, in Ticket Overview, you can also add accessories, devices, and anything else here that the customer is paying for, service or product. So if you're going to charge your customer anything, it's going to be done here. If you find yourself checking in a repair that you haven't done before and therefore it's not in your catalog, just like with the devices, you can simply press the Add New Item button here and add the repair or service here, and it is added to your catalog without having to exit out of the ticket, saving you minutes every time this happens. Now up on the top right, we have a section for you to schedule appointments. And with how fast MyRepairApp loads, when customers call in asking for a price quote, this is only going to take you a few seconds to begin checking them in and create an appointment, which is considered a best practice. If the customer's device is being left with you as you wait for a replacement part from your supplier, you can select that here. And by selecting waiting for part, the ticket status automatically moves to waiting for part. Now, next up is this box icon here. This is our ShipStation integration. So if you ever ship out devices for data recovery or any other reason, this is a great way to quickly print a shipping label from inside of the ticket. And once you go through this process and you print the label, the tracking number is permanently displayed and attached to this ticket here, making it simple to keep track of the location of the device. And here's another great way of using this tracking number section here. So we've all done this. Imagine You custom order a part for a customer and you quote them 5 to 10 business days because you're buying it maybe on eBay. It's just some oddball part. Now, it's not uncommon for that customer to call to check on the status of that part order, usually maybe within a few days, which can cause you to spend about 5 minutes checking all the different companies you could have ordered that part from because you don't really remember where you ordered it. So you're bouncing around from site to site, checking order after order, all while keeping the customer awkwardly on hold. A great way to save yourself those awkward wait times and save yourself a ton of time: when you buy that part and you receive the tracking number from your vendor, put that tracking number here. And when you need to find out where that part is, make sure you set the tracker. All you have to do is open the customer's ticket, press track it, and you successfully track that part, saving you several minutes each time a customer inquires about the shipping status of the part they're waiting for. When it comes to payments, you can take all sorts of payment types, including cash, card, various other payments that you can set up in settings as we went over before, and even leasing through Acima and PayVantage. These leasing integrations are the first of their kind. For Acima, the entire leasing process from start to finish can be done here in MyRepairApp, so you never have to leave the ticket, making the application and sales process several times faster than using Acima's own dealer portal. This not only speeds up the leasing process, it makes it far easier for your staff to learn how to process leases, and overall just reduces the risk of errors. Now, we also have integrated card payments with Square and MyRepairApp payments, as mentioned before. And as a reminder, if you want to pay less than what you're paying now, MyRepairApp payments will beat whatever you're currently paying. Previously, you saw the detailed checklist for every item, as well as individual notes for each item that can be printed on labels. But down here, we also have notes for the entire ticket. Over here, you can print labels, receipts, or invoice papers. We also have a print note integration, so if you set that up, when you press save, the receipts and labels will auto print. Another neat part about our labels is when you have multiple devices on a ticket and you print labels, each individual device gets its own label without having to print duplicates. So let's say this customer paid cash. I'm going to close this ticket. So if I saved one, I could have a form there. I just didn't make it. And if I close it, I can now have another form for my staff to fill out. So you can have several reminders for your employees to do whatever it is you want them to do as they close out a ticket. Now, lastly, it's on to our ticket board. Now, this is roughly 35 open tickets on a standard 16-inch monitor. Now, our ticket board allows you to drag and drop the tickets to change their status, allowing for a more fluid operation where you aren't having to open the ticket just to change its status. You're even able to create your own ticket statuses over here, so you can get really creative and have this board match your shop's workflow. What you'll also notice is you're only seeing open tickets. All closed tickets are automatically filtered and put in their own place here, where you can easily access them. We feel your text should be focused on working on tickets that are open, so we've made it where it's easier to see what's in the queue at all times by auto-filtering out closed tickets. And as you saw earlier in our email and SMS automations, dragging tickets to specific statuses, you are prompted if you want to email or text the customer the status update, giving you flexibility as needed. Now, let's say this customer is waiting on the part. Remember earlier in settings, we were talking about being able to text your customers when the part has arrived. This little paper airplane icon here, if you push this, you can email or text the customer that the part that they're waiting for has arrived. Now, the last thing you need to be able to do in order to start using MyRepairApp is customizing the information seen on these tickets in the ticket board, as I mentioned before. So you go back to settings, ticket preferences, and select ticket board. Here you can choose what information you want displayed on the board. Now, I'm going to show you how I personally prefer the tickets to be displayed. I like less information being shown on the ticket. And I'm going to refresh the page. And so now that the page is refreshed, this is still roughly about 35 open tickets on a 16-inch monitor. You'll also see on the bottom of the screen here, you've been seeing this the entire time, is a button named Tickets Search. This is accessible on any screen in the point of sale. So if you're, for instance, let's say checking out inventory and a customer calls the store asking about the status of the repair, all you have to do is type in their name, ticket number, or the date the ticket was created, and you'll find their ticket within seconds. You're all set to use MyRepairApp. Be sure to check out our YouTube page for more instructional videos, as we are always adding more features, and we have more detailed videos going over many of the features that we discussed today. Be sure to follow MyRepairApp on Facebook, join our Facebook user group, as well as our Discord server to keep up with all of our new announcements. We're going to have all of the links posted alongside this video. Now, if you ever have any questions for our support staff, please click here to submit a support ticket, or feel free to email us at support@myrepairapp.com. Welcome to MyRepairApp.